Hey guys, Brian Hilliard here, author of the best-selling book, Networking Like a Pro. And I'll tell you, one of the questions I get all of the time from busy entrepreneurs is, what can I do to better market myself and get more people to listen to what it is that I'm saying? You know, they say, listen, if I can actually get somebody to sit down and we can have kind of a sales conversation or whatever, I'm fine. I do an awesome job with that. Probably, 85, 90% of the people that I sit down and talk to ultimately decide that they want to buy from me. But the problem, they tell me, is from a marketing perspective. How can I get more people into the top end of the funnel, if you will, from a marketing perspective, and have more people actually listen to what it is that I'm saying in the first place? And that's a great question, and really something that we talk about a lot in our workshop on how to talk so others will listen. What I tell people is really two things that you want to take a look at. There's obviously several, but the two things that I always try to tell people is real simple. First of all, you got to make sure that you're even marketing and talking to the right people. Okay? A lot of times I see entrepreneurs out there, they're kind of doing this everything to everyone marketing approach, just kind of throwing stuff out there and hoping it will stick, and that's not the right way to do it, okay? You need to make sure that you have a clear understanding of who your target market is. I call them spheres of influence. These are people who are most likely to use your service. Now, this can be challenging for folks because a lot of times what they think, if they don't do the everything to everyone, what they do is they say, oh, well, I'm just going to educate people on what it is that I do, and they'll be able to see the value in it. And that's one way to do it. But what I tell people is, listen, you're not educating people on trying to convince them to use your service, okay, in terms of conceptually that your service is a good idea. That's not what you want to do. You want to be able to have them understand right off the bat. It's what I tell people. The analogy I use is real simple. I say, you don't want to spend a lot of time trying to convince people that the water is wet. Okay? Because here's the deal. They need to go and already understand that the water is wet. Now, whether they want to drink your water, that's a different conversation. But a lot of times I see entrepreneurs trying to convince others that the water is wet, and then what happens? Once they convince them, then they go with somebody else that they know. Okay, so you want to first of all make sure that you are engaging people, spheres of influence, people who are already understanding conceptually the value of your service. All right, and the second thing you want to do, we're talking about how to talk so others will listen, so that way you can better market yourself. The second thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a locked down, ironclad elevator pitch. That is just non-negotiable. And you say, Brian, why is that so important? Well, when you're out networking and people ask you what it is that you do, you need to be able to make sure that they understand it. Personally, I say I help busy entrepreneurs market their business in less than 90 days. People say, well, how do you do that? And I go into a little bit of a spiel on what it is I do. I say a lot of times I run into people and bam, I am off to the races. That's what I use when I'm actually out networking. I use the same thing on my website, right? I take from that elevator pitch and I put some bits and pieces on my website so people can see what it is that I do. Okay? I take the same thing and I put it in my social media. LinkedIn, I'll put it in my profile on Facebook. I will have all of this out there. I do the same thing. Now, I personally do events and things like that. So when I'm promoting events and people want to see who it is and what I'm all about, I'll have it out there. Maybe you don't do events. That's fine. That's fine. You should have it in your bio. People ask me, what should be in my bio? Or maybe they say, you know what, I got asked to speak or whatever. What should I put in there? It's all from your elevator pitch. That is terra firma. That is so important with your marketing and getting people to understand what it is that you have to say, and more importantly, getting them to want to actually listen to you. Okay, so those are two quick things that we talk about in our session on how to talk so others will listen. And as a matter of fact, if you're interested in maybe having me come and speak for your group, maybe you have an event or something like that, by all means, drop me a line, send me an email. We can certainly talk, chat, see if I'm a good fit for you and vice versa. But in the meantime, my name is Brian Hilliard, saying so long, take care, and thank you for your time.